Today we met with Scarborough businesses, old and new, who have been giving back during these challenging times. From Serrati Sweets, who have been donating meals to the frontline workers, to Canada Goose and Toronto Stamp, who have retooled their production to focus on making PPE. Thank you to everyone in the Scarborough community who is going above and beyond to help their neighbor. I know that there's the true Ontario spirit in every corner of this province, and each day I see more and more of it. I can't wait to come back to this great region. Well, we announced some great news today. We're expanding the pharmacies up to 700 pharmacies. We've vaccinated more than 91,000 people through our drugstores. We're just waiting for the vaccine, so once we get those, we're going to make sure we crank it up all right across the province with the mass vaccination centers, along with the pharmacies.
All the teams here at Shoppers Drug Mart, we're all very excited to be part of this initiative, to be part of the solution, and to get Ontario back on track.
Making sure that people over 60 and up can go to a pharmacy and get their vaccine. From every corner of Niagara region, you can see that Ontario spirit, supporting our most vulnerable, keeping local supply chains intact, showcasing that Ontario-made ingenuity and innovation. These leaders are making a huge difference in keeping their community strong. We met only a handful of the families and leaders working together to rebuild their communities and drive the region's economic recovery. But we know there are many more. We can't wait to come back soon and meet more Niagara Region heroes. Today, I'm proud to support the CME and their new campaign to promote Ontario-made goods. This campaign will build awareness and help retailers and consumers identify the products made right here in Ontario. This week, we took the first steps towards rebuilding the province with our Made in Ontario plan for growth, renewal, and recovery. Because Ontario Made means something more these days. It means not relying on other countries for our PPE. It means quality products, everything from groceries to cars to household supplies. And it means good paying jobs here at home. So the next time you're in a local supermarket, make the choice. Support your local businesses and manufacturers and buy Ontario Made. It was amazing to be in Waterloo Region. This part of Ontario is an absolute powerhouse of technology and innovation, always on the verge of discovering the next big thing. My all-star team and I spent the day with manufacturers and business leaders, learning about how COVID-19 pushed them to become better. Medical Innovation Exchange has been helping newly found medical manufacturers find success. Inksmith is making PPE for teachers and frontline workers. And Frito-Lay is working with local food banks to help keep Canadian families fed while hiring more people on its production line. And Waterloo Brewing put up their open for business sign on the door once again. The people I met today are just a handful of those who make this region an international destination for excellence. I'm visiting the businesses behind Ontario-made products all summer in every single region in every part of this province. Thank you to the Waterloo region for another warm welcome and for keeping Ontario strong. I'm here at the Salvation Army right here in Etobicoke, dropping off some much needed food donations. The COVID-19 pandemic has hit food banks especially hard this year, with more people needing assistance to put a meal on their table. According to the Food Banks Canada, each month over 1.1 million people turn to food banks for help. More than 1/3 of that 1.1 million are children and youth. This Thanksgiving, as you sit down to your turkey dinner, please consider going through your pantry or picking up a few extra items at the local grocery store and donating it to those in need. A little goes such a long way. Thank you to the Salvation Army and all the food banks across Ontario for all you do to help these people in need. I love getting back to Windsor area, whether it's local businesses or farmers. Today, I heard firsthand the impact that COVID-19 had on farmers. Despite circumstances, continued to keep food on our shelves and our kitchen tables. In towns like these, you come across the small businesses, places where memories are made and relationships are built. Groups like the good people at Jack's Gastropub, who instill the sense of community, and where you see firsthand how hard they are working to keep customers safe. I want to see that sign that says open for business in every single one of their doors, and I want to see their stores and restaurants filled. I want you to know we have your back. We're working our way to every part of this province to see more open for business signs and to make sure that no one gets left behind. Today kicks off the start of our tour to thank the people of Ontario. Thank them for all their hard work during one of the most difficult times in our province's history. This summer, I'll join my all-star team of ministers and MPPs in crisscrossing every corner of this province. We want to connect with the people on the ground. We want to see how they're doing firsthand and let them know that we're on track. We want to hear your big ideas, and we want to hear your hopes for the future. And on the way, we want to thank the 14.5 million people of Ontario who have brought us this far. I want to encourage people to get out there and support local businesses. For months, business owners across Ontario put their lives on hold to support us. Now, it's our time to support them. We're rolling up our sleeves, and we're going to keep going until everyone gets back on their feet, until our economy comes back roaring once again. I'm a big believer in the grassroots, a big believer in the people of Ontario, and I'm just so proud of every single person who heard the call to action, who stepped up to do their part with the energy, with a spirit, the Ontario spirit. I know we'll come back stronger and more united than ever before.
was great talking with many people who use JobStart here in Etobicoke. We talked about how under Premier Ford's leadership we froze WSIB rates for facilities just like this one. In fact, some of these places around the province, whether it was soup kitchens or Legions, employment centers, they potentially could have been closed if Premier Ford and our government didn't step in and freeze WSIB rates. So it was good news to talk to these people today about how we stepped in to keep places like this open.
The first step is for coming to places like this. Now here we're on Lakeshore in Islington, and this is a great facility. It's a utilized building, and it's full. It's full of people looking for employment. So that's the first step of getting out of your house, going to find these locations, but then making the connections. There's people out there who need employers, and there's people who need jobs. We just have to make those connections, and this is a great place to go, and the staff here are wonderful to deal with. So you know what, if anyone's out there, just remember there's jobs out there for you. We just have to make sure you make those connections.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Park, your Member of Provincial Parliament for Durham. Today's our last day sitting in the legislature before we head back to our communities to honor our veterans. There are ceremonies going on all across Durham region on Monday, November 11th. Come out and join us.
You hear us talk about the Ontario spirit, how companies have switched over their lines that make the masks or the shields or the gowns. You folks did exactly the same. You stepped up. This puts a smile on my face seeing everyone here today. I want to thank you. The people of Ontario want to thank you. As Premier, I'm extremely lucky to be able to visit our amazing communities and see the Ontario spirit firsthand. Today, we visited Algonquin College, DRS Technologies, CrossFit Kempville, and Stanley's Old Maple Lane Farm. These businesses have all shown how resilient Ontario truly is. Our government is doing everything in our power to help small businesses get back on their feet and support our communities. Today, we announced our Eastern Region strategy, which is part of the government's plan to modernize adult correctional facilities and support frontline corrections officers in Eastern Ontario, including building a new Ottawa Correctional Complex in Kempville. I can't wait to be back here in Eastern Ontario to meet the many great leaders in our communities. I love meeting folks around Ontario, but there's nothing like a day meeting the friendly faces in my own community. I've seen the struggles happening in Etobicoke firsthand since the beginning of the pandemic, and today was a great chance to meet some of the leaders who are helping my home community recover from COVID-19. We met the manufacturers at Apotex, Molson Coors, and Yaya Foods, who are working hard to keep supply chains running in their respective fields, all of which play a critical role in Ontario's ecosystem. The best part was getting to announce some positive news for my community's future. Today, we announced the new Buttonwood Elementary School that will serve 600 students in Etobicoke and create 88 childcare spaces. I love taking time to make new friends that I hope to see in our community more. We had a great day in Eastern Ontario meeting with some local leaders who are helping us to get Ontario back on track. It was my pleasure to meet with and learn from the folks at Canarm, Ketchum, and Luna Pizzeria today. Everyone we met here have been all-stars through COVID-19 and have shown the true Ontario spirit, and that's going to help us get through these tough times. There's so much good happening in Durham region right now. I came back today to meet more members of the community who've been making a positive impact. From the people at Kawartha Dairy who have taken action to support their community and staff, to our incredible students at Ontario Tech University who are breaking barriers and helping Ontario build a better future. The Ontario-made solutions we're seeing in this region are backed by these salt-of-the-earth people. Thank you for everything. I'm sure it won't be long before I'm back again meeting more people who make Durham region so great. The Durham region has been a place where families and businesses come to grow. You don't have to stay long to see why. They come for the people, for the opportunity, and for the community. People like the folks at Yorkville Sound who are producing ventilators, the All or Nothing Brew House, and the men and women at the Canada Rubber Group. Putting the community before themselves, they heard the call to action and they stepped up in a big way. Our government wants to see the Durham region continue to thrive and to be a place where people are proud to call home. We announced another new long-term care home, 320 new beds to be built by 2021. We're getting shovels in the ground faster to ensure more seniors have a safe and comfortable place to call home. And we will stand with you as you continue to grow and be the shining example of that true Ontario spirit. Today we met with people who have been working hard to give back to their communities even before COVID-19 began. Superfan Nav Bhatia has been a champion for youth in the GTA for years, and he has stepped up during COVID-19 to help in big ways. We met the Duga family, who immigrated to Canada in 1989 and have built their business from scratch. They're giving back to the community by raising money for health care in their hometown. And we announced a new self-funded campus so that students can access a world-class education while we continue to work apart from one another. It's the best part of my job to meet these hard-working, salt-of-the-earth people who have worked for everything they have and are now giving back. This is the true Ontario spirit. Today, we had the opportunity to meet with business and community leaders here in Mississauga. People like the good folks at Cucullin's Pub. We met manufacturers like Neo Image, the makers of Yummy Candles, and Toronto Microelectronics, who heard the call to action. They stepped up and they retooled to serve their communities. We met the heroes, the frontline healthcare workers who day after day put the health of the community before themselves. And we kicked off our plan to build more long-term care homes. We made a commitment to seniors and their families, and today we're starting to deliver on that promise because we can't accept the status quo. Building and supporting the community. This is the Ontario spirit. I'm so proud of the people of Mississauga, and I can't wait to come back soon.